This is Paul. Yeah, I was reading You and the Law. Yeah, and there's what's called legal ethics and disbarment. The canons of the legal profession. Yes. A lawyer should assist in maintaining the integrity and competence of the legal profession. Yeah. A lawyer should assist the legal profession in fulfilling its duty to make legal counsel available. I've emailed a lot of pro bono attorneys in a lot of law firms, and for some reason, I don't get any emails, or my emails get obstructed, they get slashed, or my internet usage gets obstructed. Now, I just wanted to mention, for every oath of office that has knowledge that my emails have been slashed, obstructed, my desktop has been taken, my passwords have been used without my consent, for all of those that are attorneys, those that are lawyers, you have a legal profession fulfilling a duty to make legal counsel available. Now, somehow I think there might have been a few attorneys that had actually attempted to contact me over the last, 22 months. And if law enforcement had any knowledge of my emails being obstructed, they're legally liable for obstructing my right to have legal counsel. Now, as much as I dislike the idea of suing every oath of office throughout the nation for not enforcing cyber laws, if one pro bono attorney had emailed me and said, "Paul, I've actually read RI.PDF, and I've read some of this other documentation you provided, and I can see that your right to due process is and has been violated," that the petitioner actually has to sign the document, that you have the right to actual notice and opportunity before there's a court hearing, and you can't actually have any forgeries on any court documents. I'm going to have to sue every person in law enforcement that wouldn't enforce the law so that I could have my sons right now and I could have my pro bono legal representation. Now, as much as you wouldn't think that you actually have to enforce the laws of the United States, you will find out that for every email that was obstructed, deleted, for every time my emails were, in some way manipulated, mutated, or made me look stupid as if I didn't know what I was talking about, you, the badge, are legally liable for that obstruction of justice. And I'm going to sue every sheriff. See, I've been emailing them those slashes the last few days. And I got quite a few on my Drive accounts. My emails have been obstructed. I keep taking screen prints. Now, if you thought that I wasn't going to take everything you own, Sheriff, in every county of America, you are sorely mistaken. Now, these canons, they're pretty specific. A lawyer should assist in preventing the unauthorized practice of law. We can't have any clones practicing law. We can't have any fish twins. If you actually went to the law school and you yourself became a member of the bar in the last 30 to 50 years, you can't clone yourself. Could you get me the cell phone numbers and the ping of every attorney everywhere in the world? I just wanted to know of any attorneys that belong to any bar association that know about these canons. If their cell phone was found in any location that didn't have any code enforcement, that was, let's say, given a special assessment for those in the top secret fish family that have to come to find out. I'm going to sue every attorney in the United States of America for being in any location that did not have the code necessary to be built. Now, I know there's some attorneys starting to get upset about these types of things, okay? But in my mind, when you didn't enforce my constitutional right to due process, I decided I was going to put every oath in prison. And if I found out that you were in any location that did not have code enforcement and was not built according to the codes of the municipality, I'm going to say you're complicit in the illegal building of underground structures so that you can come to find out what the family wants. These cannons Just give me the cell phone number and the ping of every attorney in the nation for the last 25 years. They should never be in any location that would be an illegal location. Now, a lawyer should preserve the confidences and secrets of a client. And to come to find out, let me read your brains. A lawyer should exercise independent professional judgment on behalf of a client. I've had a few attorneys over the years, and I've emailed thousands upon thousands of attorneys, and it would seem that they should always be independent. I've made mention that in any judiciary, the independent decision making of every attorney involved and every judge and justice is very important to the good of the client. It seemed like there was a lot of interference in the decision making about the enforcement of the law. Yeah. A lawyer should represent a client completely. You can appreciate that if I found out that the public defender's office, Bruce Hannafy, didn't completely represent me, didn't actually attempt to represent me because he was getting paid to make a show and then effectively was getting paid to put me in Western State Hospital. The parties had agreed that some reason I had some sort of mental disease or defect for wanting my rights enforced. Uh, a lawyer should represent a client zealously within the bounds of the law. I know when you put the Fifth Amendment in, well, actually, Your Honor, you should have had due process. The petitioner didn't sign it. It's not really necessary when the state decides to take over, but when you violate the man's rights for 16 different times over 6 years and he wasn't actually in the city in which he was arrested for the alleged probable cause crime, and then you put him in jail for 27 days when he actually answered and emailed those in law enforcement that he wasn't trying to evade going to court. It seems to me that the zealousness of my assigned counsel, my public defender, really lacked the overall zeal that I would have thought I would have received. Now, I know the prosecuting attorney said, well, Squim's going to do it, but when they moved from Squim to Washington State, it seemed like the Washington State judiciary and the people of the state of Washington really wanted to put the hammer down on me because I just was not going to get my rights enforced. Now, when the state of Washington decided he was not going to get a speedy trial, when the state of Washington decided he was going to go to prison whether he wanted to or not, when the state of Washington decided he's going to Western State because we're not losing everything we own, we're Supreme Court justice of the United States, we're not going to lose everything we own. I somehow think there lacks some zeal on the part of the assigned counsel that I had received. Now, a lawyer should assist in improving the legal system. Let's say, let's say you did know that my constitutional rights and the constitutional rights of my sons are being violated. Don't you have an ethical obligation to improve the legal system? And then there's canon number 9. A lawyer should avoid even the appearance of professional impropriety. You know, just being underground in a place that was built without any code enforcement. Just getting paid for those movies because you had to pay for that prostitution, because you had to come to find out, because you had to be in the inbred family. I'm just going to want the cell phone numbers of every attorney, every judge and justice, and all of those that are oaths and affirmations. Impropriety.